Kristin Goodrich has been with us a couple of times, I think. In her intro last time, she told us just a little bit about the enterprise that she's engaged with, which brings three things together in one place: Christian military women. And Kristin, I wonder if you could give us just a minute or two and tell us a bit more about this thing that you're doing.
Well, thanks for that invite, Jason. And I actually had a great chat with David earlier today, just looking at organizational health and whatnot. And so thank you. Our organization's named Planting Roots. And one of the most exciting things for me is that as Christian military women, oftentimes there's resources for 2 out of 3 or 1 out of 3. Great resources out there, not to take anything away from men or non-Christian or non-military. But to find resources that speak the subset language of all 3 of those is really important to me. And to view women in the military community as an and/or. One interesting statistic from the 2018 DoD survey is that for active duty men, 7% are married to an active duty uniform. For women, it's 44%. And then that's, again, for just active duty, and quite often for women who, again, are marrying military person, they're likely to have to then decide who stays active duty, who might go to guard or reserve, or who goes to the veteran status, much less a retirement question. And so to have resources that talk to both and to bridge the gap between wives, military spouses, well, specifically in our ministry, military wives and women in uniform, it's a challenge, but there's more in common that we share than there is a gap that needs to be just left alone, as opposed to let's foster a bridge across that gap. So
Kristin, how many, 2 questions really, how many folks do you serve, and what sorts of services do you provide?
So our team is made up of 40 women, and all volunteer, completely volunteer. And we do resources. We have an online presence, and we do blogs and videos and training. We do publish a Bible study each year. Now we're in the 5th year of our organization. So for the last 3 years, we've had a women's Bible study, as well as devotionals, one specifically called Bible Boot Camp for Military Women. And then just some mentoring within the organization. A cool statistic was we expected pre-COVID to meet in Kansas City and have 130 women join us for our one-day event. We always have it on a Saturday to allow women in uniform to get there easier, just to have a Saturday event. We wind up going virtual in that 2.5-week change of plans, and had over 1,300 women register.
Holy cow!
From literally all the time zones, Guam, Saudi, South America. It was tremendous, and we got to do a uniform women panel, which was the first time we've been able to do that. My friend Kirsten, who's the Mission Support Group Commander here at Peterson Air Force Base, a full bird colonel, was able to be at one of our panelists, and just it was fantastic. And it was really fun because a lot of the wives thought, oh, that's not going to apply to me. And then they're like, oh, wow, that's really cool. So to celebrate what we have in common more than to focus on our differences.
Oh, that's great. That's, wow, from 130 to over 1,000.
Yeah, well, it's times 10, yeah, 1,300.
That's
crazy.
That's a fire drill right there.